33-yard line. Let's check in with Susie.
Guys, as we've seen, as Brady goes, so goes the Patriots. His leadership comes from his work ethic. He is one of the hardest workers on this team. He says it goes all the way back to high school when he was a backup on an 0-17. He said, can you imagine how bad we were? The only way he knew to really stand out was to work harder than anybody else. From that, he got effort and energy, and it became fun. He says even today, that's where he gets his confidence. That's where he gets his strength.
Susie, it's amazing to hear him say, if I don't prepare that hard, I'm not a very good football player. A lot of people would disagree, but he does prepare hard. Bledsoe somehow got out of there, and Bledsoe dives across the 40-yard line.
Now, that to me is the difference in Drew Bledsoe from the beginning of the season to now. Against the Miami Dolphins, he ran one for 11 yards. Last week against the Jets, he ran one for 17 yards. And now you see him pick up 8 yards. Look, he avoids the rush, manages to get away from Vrabel. Now, instead of trying to stand in the pocket and throw the football, he's just being an athlete. He's just going out and making plays with his legs.
Did you see him dive?
He can't slide. Doesn't practice.
McGahee, no place to go. Well, they did a beautiful job of stringing that out, waiting for help. Ty Warren gets the tackle, but it was set up by everybody else.
Well, look, they stretch it out, and then Ty Warren, number 94, he's going to put the finishing touches on this. Look at Ty Warren. He's up on the top side of the screen. He's being blocked at the line of scrimmage. Now watch him move down the line. Vrabel is there. Bang! There's the move.
Such an active group of linebackers and guys who just hustle on every single play. Travis Henry comes in as the third down back on 3rd and 5. And he'll get the draw. And he'll be tackled in the backfield. Now a flag comes in. That's going to be for a late hit. Dexter Reed, a backup safety, came flying in there, and I think got there well late.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, a late hit, number 42, New England, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Michael, there's a thing about being over-aggressive or being stupid. This is being stupid. You already got the guy stopped. Now look at this.
You know what? It's a rookie.
And he leads with his head. That's why they called it.
Well, he's a rookie. I mean, under normal circumstances, you would not have him playing in the game. But with Tyrone Poole down, with Ty Law down, you've got to have people playing.
Big play. It's an automatic first down in New England territory.
See, I think this is going to be an education for Willis McGahee. He's a rookie, so he's not going to be the most disciplined runner. He uses his athletic ability, uses his eyes to run and think he sees holes. Against the New England Patriots defense, as active as they are up front with those guys, he's going to see a hole and it's going to close because he didn't play against them the first time. So this is his first chance to see a defense that can match him step for step.
Well, why don't they attack the defensive secondary of the New England Patriots? Because
patient grasshopper, patience.
Bledsoe with time out in the flat and dropped by Ewis, the tight end. Tried to turn upfield before he had possession. Did he call you grasshopper again?
Yes,
no,
it's grasshopper.
You know,
Mike,
the boy is
my pupil.
I'd say we need another bye.
I think you got to go back and, I really think that he has to go back and find Eric Moles. Mike Mularkey did a heck of a job in Pittsburgh a year ago, getting the ball to Hines Ward. I think Eric Moles is the kind of a guy that you got to try and find, and maybe he's going to be matched up against Troy Brown.
Brown comes in to play defensive back.
And he's playing on the slot.
They try to spread the field. Bledsoe with time and almost intercepted by Rodney Harrison.
He was
had nothing but green in front of him.
Well, let me tell you something. When you go to Moles all the time, and that's what Bledsoe does, come on 3rd down, he goes to him all the time. This time, Rodney Harrison is just sitting there waiting on it. Watch him step up in front. He looks at Moles the entire way. Rodney Harrison steps up. It's touchdown. He drops the ball.
Rodney Harrison is never going to get an easier ball thrown to him from anybody.
29 career interceptions for Rodney Harrison. The 30th would have been a touchdown. This punt sails into the end zone. It will come out to the 20. And the Pats, leading 3-0, will start from there.
The Champions Tour presents the SAS Championship, presented by Forbes. Prestonwood Country Club in North Carolina played host to this year's SAS Championship. Coming into the event, no one was hotter than Craig Stadler. Last year's Rookie of the Year has won his last 2 starts on tour and entered the final round of the SAS with a 4-stroke lead. Stadler's final round, 6 under 66, helped him set the tournament scoring record at 17 under par. He became the first player in more than 6 years to win 3 straight tournaments. Since turning 50 in June of 2003, Stadler has 8 victories, including 5 this season, and 10 top 10s on the Champions Tour in only 18 events. Congratulations, Craig Stadler. The 2004 SAS Championship, presented by Forbes, champion.
College football fans, rejoice! Now you can watch over 150 of the best matchups from the best conferences right on your computer. Just log on to espn.com and click on the ESPN Game Plan logo. You're on your way to over 150 of the best games. Sign up for a weekly subscription for the entire season. Watch games live, watch games that are archived, or watch the highlights. It's a college football fan's dream come true. Log on to espn.com, click on the Game Plan logo, or search Game Plan.
Best of Friday Night Fights on ESPN. With a 42-3 record, Bronco McCart was ready to face some of the strongest boxers in the junior middleweight division, and it all began with a 10-round bout against Michael Lerma. Friday on ESPN.
Who is your Sunday stud who had the best day in the NFL? How about Jerome Bettis over 100 yards again, or Marshall Faulk 139 yards rushing? Joe Horn, 167 receiving. An average day for Peyton Manning, 320 through the air, 5 touchdowns. Or Fred Taylor, 144 yards. You can vote right now by logging on to ESPN.com or NFL.com.
How about the guy with 5 touchdowns?
Peyton Manning is having an okay year, isn't he? Brady started to throw and was drilled by 335-pound Sam Adams.
I'm going to tell you what, Sam Adams just unloads, but he comes up the middle. He is number 95, and he just splits a double team. They don't even hardly touch him, and he buries Brady.
Well, he used some great hands on Stephen Neal. Now, Stephen Neal's a wrestler. You think to yourself, if anybody's got quick, good hands, he's going to have it. That time, Sam out-handed him.
He pinned him, and then he pinned Brady. Deep downfield for Brady, and Gibbons had 2 steps on the secondary, and it was overthrown.
You know,
He had time to throw it, too, and he had an alley to throw it.
let me tell you, that particular play is one that Tom Brady talks about. When he said, when you play the Buffalo Bills, you don't get a whole lot of opportunities to be able to get big plays against them. And when you have it, you have to take advantage of it. You see London Fletcher back in pass coverage, and he can't get to Gibbons. Puts the move on Reese, who slips, and Tom Brady just overthrows him.
You had a safety and a linebacker on a wide receiver, and the safety fell down.
You got 6 defensive backs in, the Bills do.
Blitz coming, good protection, and now Brady just going to have to throw it away. So an outstanding defensive series by the 3rd-ranked defense in the National Football League, and Ron Edwards put the pressure on Tom Brady.
One of the things that the Buffalo Bills really do so well, and why they're 3 in defense, is because when they have the 2 big guys, Adams and Williams, up in the middle, 93 and 95, they get relief. As soon as those guys make a couple of plays, they bring the big guys in along with them. Ron Edwards is one of them.
Nate Clements back to receive the punt. Josh Miller gets it out of there. It's in front of Clements. He can't field it and goes out of bounds just past the 40-yard line. A 47-yard kick. A 3-0 game, first quarter.
This week on ESPN, a martial arts display from Las Vegas on Wednesday from the ISKA World Championships. On Thursday, the NBA on ESPN continues as Shaq and the Heat meet the Milwaukee Bucks. Then later, catch a wave as pro surfers compete for the California Cup. And Friday, we replay another classic bout on the best of Friday night fights. Sports all day, every day on ESPN this week.
Best of Friday night fights on ESPN. With a 42-3 record, Bronco McCart was ready to face some of the strongest boxers in the junior middleweight division. And it all began with a 10-round bout against Michael Lerma. Friday on ESPN.
Each week, ESPN has your ticket for the best in sports. Mondays, fulfill your need for speed as we bring you the best in two-wheel, open-wheel, and off-road racing. Thursdays are action sports days with the wildest moments of X Games and beyond. And remember, ESPN is always your home for the great outdoors with hunting, lumberjacking, and some of the biggest fish you've ever seen. The best in sports each week only on ESPN.
On NBA Wednesday, an all-star matchup as the big man returns. Shaquille O'Neal, continuing to make his presence felt, goes on the road against the Bucks. Heat versus Bucks, live Wednesday, the NBA on ESPN.
Hope you'll join us for a full night of football next Sunday on ESPN, starting at 7:30 Eastern with NFL Prime Time. Then Brett Favre and the Packers go to Houston to take on David Carr and the Texans on Sunday Night Football at 8:30 Eastern.
Brett Favre was up to his old tricks today.
Yep, just move the chains in the 2-minute drill and win the game.
1 minute drill. They ought to give him a minute. Say, okay, Brett, look, you can't have 2 minutes. You can have a minute change and one timeout instead of two. What an unbelievable job he did.
Bledsoe and the Bills take over from the 42. Boy, they keep it on the ground, and they've opened up some pretty decent holes for Willis McGahee. 11 yards on that one.
Well, Shelton, number 31, gets an outstanding block on the outside on Roosevelt Colvin, number 59, and that's why this play got out. The linebackers they have to get to the outside and turn everything back in. That time, watch this. Look on this side, down the bottom. Look at the block by Shelton on 59 Colvin. McGahee's already by.
See, Roosevelt Colvin is still not himself. He had hip surgery in the offseason. He's getting better, but he's nowhere near what he was when the Pats got him.
Bills back in New England territory at the 47. Bledsoe straight back. Has time again, throws deep, overthrown, and intercepted. Eugene Wilson makes the pick inside the 5, the third of the season for Eugene Wilson.
Well, Bledsoe got away with one interception by Rodney Harrison almost, and also the sack by Vrabel. But look at this. You talk about Eugene Wilson. I put him on the offensive. They're moving people around. Watch him dive for this ball.
Well,
he outruns the football.
Well, he's trying to go to Eric Moles again, and he just stays with them. Eugene Wilson just continued to slide more and more towards Eric Moles, and then what a terrific job on the reception and how he protects the ball.
By Wilson. So this battered secondary comes through again, this time the starting free safety, who used to be a corner. And Tom Brady and the Patriots will take over at their own 3. Dillon. Nice way for the Pats to end the first quarter as Corey Dillon sprints up to the 15-yard line. End of 1. Patriots 3. Bills nothing.
We head to the gridiron where the Baltimore Ravens won a big divisional game and made history. Jamal Lewis led the charge, rushing for 81 yards and a touchdown, while safety Ed Reed sealed the victory with an NFL record 106-yard interception return, leading the Ravens to a 27-13 win over the Cleveland Browns. ESPN celebrates the Baltimore Ravens, our athletes of the week.
ESPN Sport Legends presents the New York Yankees. Despite the fact that baseball is an American sport that has not gained worldwide popularity, Everywhere around the world, people know of the New York Yankees.
The Yankees had all the money, they had all the good scouts, they had the best players, they had the best coaches and managers. The Yankees did everything right.
The Yankees represented success, and people like to root for success. Even if you hated them, I'd like the idea of being somebody that good.
The Yankee dynasty goes from the early 20s to the mid-1960s. Forget about it. If you want to compare that to something, start with the Ming dynasty.
The Yankees won 20 championships between 1922 and 1962. They've added 6 since, including 4 in the last 9 years.
They have developed the most amazing mystique, the most amazing kind of consciousness of baseball.
Corey Dillon with a big first quarter. We said what a critical acquisition he was in the offseason for this ball club. It gave him that added dimension of speed, and that speed was certainly on display here in the first quarter as they take a 3-0 lead over the Buffalo Bills and have it 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
56 yards so far for Corey Dillon, and that's in the first quarter. And they said if he controls the game, it makes it a lot easier. Tom Brady.
He has played in 7 of the 8 they have played this year, and they've won all 7. Dillon with another chance.
You know what's happening
past the 20.
Excuse me, Mike. You know what's really happening with Corey Dillon? These guys are staying with their blocks. This offensive line and the receivers outside are really staying with the defensive guys, and they're giving him a chance to make a move.
See, and he really is one of those guys, we talk about make one move and then go. He would much rather put the sights on a safety and take him out as opposed to try and put a nifty move on and go around him. That's the way he's been running. Now, he has the ability to slide and cut, but he's not going to try and make too many people miss and dance around. Whereas Willis McGahee on the other side is a little bit more of a dancer because of his youth in the game.
Well, there was a holding penalty on that play, so they're bringing that one back.
There were people who were critical of the acquisition because of the problems Dillon had in Cincinnati, but Bill Belichick was very good about investigating what kind of guy Corey Dillon really is.
There were no problems. He got tired of losing.
Brady. Right down the middle and a diving grab. What a catch. Givens just rolled over and gave himself up.
This play is made because Corey Dillon through the entire first quarter has forced the linebackers of the Buffalo Bills to respect him. Watch the 2 linebackers. See how they move towards the line of scrimmage? Now that gives David Givens a chance to get underneath the secondary and on top of the linebacker. But look at the catch. Look at how he gets his hands underneath and protects the ball.
Look at the guy that couldn't get back, number 51, Takeo Spikes, who is a very active linebacker in pass defense.
Coming into this game, Givens, 36 of his 37 catches had been for first downs. He has been a big play guy for this team. That pass was a little too high for him.
That's the second time they've thrown that pass. That fake to his left and then throw back to the right.
They are bound and determined to try and hit that slant off of a little quick fake. You're right. And that's the other thing about Charlie Wise that I think is so good. Charlie White, he's willing to go back to plays. He doesn't just say, I'm going to call one play and that one's done for the night. He will continue to repeat plays to set something up.
2nd and 10. Here comes the blitz. Brady steps away, throws to the sideline, and got it out of there.
You talk about Mr. Calm and Mr. Cool. Corey Dillon does a terrific job. And this isn't one of those blitzers that just comes sort of waltzing on in. Watch this. Here comes the blitz on the outside. Right up the middle. There it is. That's London Fletcher. Look at Tom Brady. I think I'll just slide to the left a little bit and let me throw it away over here.
You know the funny part about Tom Brady? He told us in a minute, he said, hey, look, don't look for me to run. I can't. He said, I can't get my feet going fast enough to run. He said, so what I have to do it like Marino did it. I have to slide in the pocket.
Marino-esque.
I think it's his greatest quality is his ability to stand in there and just move out of trouble and still be calm under pressure. Has to do it again. Unloads this time. Pass underthrown and caught at the 26-yard line. The bomb and brought down by Bethel Johnson, their speedster. There is a flag down, however, back at the 44, and the indication is against New England.
Well, Nate Clements is complaining that David Patton pushed him.
Illegal contact. Number 22, defense. Penalty, time, take the result of the play, first down.
It was Nate Clements on David Patton, and that flag was thrown when that ball was in the air.
Boy, and Tom Brady really upset about it, now consoling him.
Bethel Johnson, watch him time this thing. Is that beautiful? The penalty was on the bottom of the field, and it was against Nate Clements for holding at the line of scrimmage.
But see, Izell Reese can't find the ball. That's been one of the problems they feel at that safety position.
Falk is into the ball game. Dances inside the 25. The initial indication was that it was going the other way and would wipe that play out.
Right, but it didn't. Now, let me spin forward a little bit. Izell Reese has had a problem being a playmaker. He's had problems doing that. Don't be surprised if when Troy Vincent comes back in a week or so, was brought in as a corner, might wind up playing safety for the Buffalo Bills. Don't be surprised. We saw a great one in Rod Woodson make that move late in his career. And Troy's very capable of doing that and gives him a playmaker there.
They were really hoping to have him back this week, but not ready to go yet. Dillon cuts it outside. Corey Dillon, 15, 10, 5. Knocked out of bounds at the 4.
I'll tell you one thing. He stuck his hand right in the mouth of Aaron Schobel, number 94. Now, Aaron Schobel is getting blocked. He's coming right. He's already to the outside. He already made the stiff arm, and here's Corey Dillon at the end of this play. Look at this guy turn upfield. I mean, he's got some tremendous speed. They block him out of bounds. Watch this. He's just, I mean, the guy is strong. He's fast.
75 yards already on 8 carries. First and goal. Dillon again. Maybe a yard to the 3.
Take a look at the way Corey Dillon has run tonight. This is the run chart. 8 rushes for 75 yards. Look at going left and outside. Paul, you brought it up. Pat Williams, Sam Adams in the middle. Why even challenge it? The one off to the right for 30 yards actually started to the left and came back. But they keep running at Aaron Schobel at 262 pounds. And they say that Joe Andruzzi and Matt Light, over 300 on that side, can do the job. Mike Vrabel's in the tight end.
Dillon lowers his shoulder down near the 1. He had 6 1,000-yard seasons in Cincinnati, was absolutely miserable. He comes to New England. He's got a chance for 1,500, and you see how hard he runs.
Well, you know, we talked to him the other day, and I asked him, I said, you know, Corey, when you broke the record for a single game, you just didn't look like it was something that you accomplished. It was great to do. He said, I'll tell you what I was happy about. It was our first win. He said, I was more happy about the win than I was about breaking any kind of record.
Seymour is in as a blocking back. That ball is loose and appeared to bounce right back to Brady.
Brady got stepped on.
Richard Seymour that time came in at tight end. We heard Susie talk about it in the beginning of the show. All the versatility that is used on this offense. Richard Seymour, a defensive end, comes in at fullback. Mike Vrabel goes in, is a linebacker. He goes in at tight end. We've already seen Troy Brown over on the other side of the ball playing defensive back.
But they're going to have to settle for a field goal try, at least apparently, because Vinatieri threw a touchdown pass a week ago. He's hit 2 short ones. It is 6-0 on field goals, but the Patriots have come up with some big plays to set those 3-pointers up.
Each week, ESPN has your ticket for the best in sports. Mondays, fulfill your need for speed as we bring you the best in 2-wheel, open-wheel, and off-road racing. Thursdays are action sports days with the wildest moments of X Games and beyond. And remember, ESPN is always your home for the great outdoors with hunting, lumberjacking, and some of the biggest fish you've ever seen. The best in sports each week, only on ESPN.
ESPN Sunday Night Football, brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39. Mazda, always the soul of a sports car. Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Get ready for the game. And Aspen Edge, so good it doesn't even know it's low carb.
We're at beautiful Gillette Stadium, 70,000 plus on hand for the Patriots and the Bills. 6-0 New England on a pair of field goals.
Hasn't Mr. Robert Kraft done a magnificent job with this place?
Superb.
I mean, there's not a bad seat in it. There's a lot of people in this place. Had a great dinner with Robert and his wife Myra the other evening.
I was going to get the tab, but he beat me to it.
Yeah.
McGee, 25, 30, 33-yard line on the return. Kevin Casper makes the tackle on special teams. Can Buffalo get it started on offense?
What was that, folks? That was just...
That was the shot of the day.
That was the shot of the week.
On the alley-oop to McGrady from Jackson. Nicely done. Nice play by the Rockets. Jim Jackson finding McGrady.
Kicking to Richard Alston. We are underway in Baltimore. Alston, a new acquisition who was with the team in training camp. Reggie, the only one who can get him. Alston, 93 yards, touchdown. Garcia. Ed Reed, interception. And Ed Reed takes it out of the end zone. 103 yards.
I'm Marty Reed, and this is another U.S. Nationals memory. It's 1978, and Tom the Mongoose McEwen enters the U.S. Nationals in spite of his son's death from leukemia just weeks earlier. Don the Snake Prudhomme encouraged McEwen to enter the Nationals as a form of therapy, and ironically, the two would meet in the final. A career best run carried the Mongoose to a courageous win over the Snake, and McEwen became 1978 U.S. Nationals champion.
On NBA Wednesday, an all-star matchup as the big man returns. Shaquille O'Neal, continuing to make his presence felt, goes on the road against the Bucks. Heat versus Bucks, live Wednesday, the NBA on ESPN.
Patriots continue to lead. Now it's 6-0 here in the second quarter at home with 10.5 minutes to go. And Buffalo will start from its own 32-yard line. Drives of 81 and 91 yards, Paul, and they couldn't get a touchdown out of either one of those long.
That's why the Buffalo Bills are third in defense.
Bledsoe with time and throws short to Eric Moles. Let's go to Susie.
Mike, it's the story of two quarterbacks who will always be connected here in New England. Drew Bledsoe has looked rejuvenated, but always a struggle against a Bill Belichick defense. Tom Brady, the best at manipulating any D, tossed for 89 yards. But it's been Corey Dillon who has been the dominant force, 77 yards on 10 carries, and it's only early in the second quarter. 6-0 Patriots.
He is a big-time running back that really gives them a boost over Antoine Smith, who was a really good running back as well. But he gives them that speed. Willie McGinnis led that defensive charge.
Michael, I want to show you Drew Bledsoe in the pocket. Now, this first one is the way I think he has to throw the football. It's 5 steps, set, and throw. He gets it out in 3-1. Now, that's good rhythm, good timing. This next one, he looks down the field. This is going to be an interception. Look at it. It's 3-9. Drew Bledsoe cannot sit that long in the pocket and give the defensive backs an opportunity to break on the ball. If he doesn't get it out around 3 seconds, 3-1, 3-2, I think he's going to run into problems throwing against this New England secondary, no matter how much patchwork it has.
Bledsoe throws underneath and dropped by Moles.
Do you know that pattern wasn't even a 1-yard pattern to Moles? Moles never got back to the line of scrimmage when he throws the ball in. That's how much he's looking at Moles. That's number one. McGahee, so far in this game, he's carried the ball 9 times for 32 yards. And take a look at this play here. Look at Moles. He's going down the line of scrimmage. The pass is thrown here. He actually is covered.
Yeah, I think it was somebody trying to go too deeper.
I don't think so.
But
Mormon, beautiful kick. Falk back to the 9. Almost broke it. Got up to the 24-yard line. Or 15-yard return. after a kick of 57. Back to New England after this.
Best of Friday night.
As part of the NFL JCPenney Take a Player to School program, Patriots wide receiver Bethel Johnson gave second grader Jacob Taylor of North Elementary School in Seekonk, Massachusetts, a ride in a limousine. Johnson was joined at the school by Jacob's favorite player of all time, Tom Brady. What a thrill for those kids.
I'd have been in a limo, though. I wouldn't want to go to school in it.
No, there's a beating at the end of that, isn't there?
Bad.
Brady avoids a sack, gets it out to Dillon, and Dillon reaches the 30.
We saw Drew Bledsoe in the pocket under the pocket clock. Now take a look at Tom Brady. This is what he does. A little bit longer time. Look at the job up front. This first one's 4 seconds, and then he comes down underneath to the back. Now the next one is the long pass play to Bethel Johnson. Sets, steps, lots of time. 3-9. Taking a little bit longer, but you look at the space that he has and the job that his offensive line is doing, giving him a chance to step up and make more accurate throws.
2nd and 5. Dillon picks up a couple. Let's check in with Susie Colbert.
Well, I just want to give you some perspective on what it means to Tom Brady to be on this list with Joe Montana. When Brady was a little kid, he idolized Montana, sitting in the nosebleed seats every game at Candlestick. His mom took him out of school to go to all the Super Bowl parades. He had the poster on the wall, and now he realizes that's what's going on in his own life. He said it's just so weird. Someday he might get it, but for right now, it's just goofy. He does understand, though, the impact that he has on little kids all over New England.
And Susie, this is only his 5th year. He's already won 2 of them.
Not to mention the big kids called the dads in New England and all the fans of the Pats.
And Corey Dillon will power his way to another first down for New England.
See, I like this play here. It's a little off-tackle play, and it's kind of a stretch play. And Corey Dillon, all he has to do is get on the edge. He's coming to your left. Look at Seymour, number 93, a defensive end out in front blocking for him. He just stayed right behind him. That's smart.
You know, I like the fact that Bill Belichick uses different guys in different positions. Defensive guys playing offense, offensive guys playing defense. It gets everybody excited to come to work every day.
Kevin Falk will come in to give Dillon a breather, and he'll get the carry. And Falk, good move. Got away from Sam Adams, who got one hand on him and couldn't hold him.
What was the good move?
Whoa.
Getting away from Sam
Get
Adams.
away from Sam Adams.
Yeah,
you betcha.
Sam almost had one hand on him. You know, we're talking to Belichick about these guys. Not everybody can do this. And he was talking about the players. He's got some on his team that can play in different positions. But not a whole lot of guys can do that. They don't have the mentality to do it.
He uses the term mental versatility to describe the players that can.
Brady hit as he throws and tosses this one out of bounds, incomplete. Here are the guys who have played both offense and defense this year. Dan Klecko, who is now on IR. Richard Seymour, the defensive end, who's been in a fullback. Vrabel caught a touchdown pass a week ago. Troy Brown played just virtually everything last week, including some great work in the secondary. And Bill Belichick said you have to draft players that fit your system. His system is intelligence, versatility, dedication to this game, and sacrifice.
Talent. That's 5.
That's down
That's
there.
5.
Brady, good protection again. Rifles this throw. Complete another first down. Givens, a 19-yard gain.
I'm telling you what, this is unbelievable. If you just look at the time he has to throw the ball, even Joe could complete this one. Take a look at this. Watch. Look at the blocking up front. He's got the lane to throw the ball to. It's a perfect pass to Givens and just a magnificent catch. But take a look where the ball is. He's the only one that has a shot at it.
And people don't realize how hard he throws the football. I've practiced with this team. I've caught the ball. This kid throws it as hard as anybody in the game.
Falk on the toss. Joe, I was just going to say, Tom Brady puts himself down as an athlete. He says, you know, I can't compete with these guys. I can't run. They do this. This kid's a good football player. Don't let him kid you.
You know what it is? And it's his mental makeup that impresses me. His demeanor on the field. Nothing is too big for him. Everything is done in patience and time. When he slides in the pocket, there's not a lot of hurried steps. And that's also great trust in your offensive line, who are doing a wonderful job in this game like they did the first time they played the Bills.
Brady, good play fake. Drills another one. Givens inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. David Givens has already had a career year, and we're only halfway through the season.
Mike, you talk about the clock in your head. Watch Brady. Watch what he does. He fakes. They're coming in from the outside. He just steps up and makes the play. That ball is out there in a heartbeat. Here comes Givens across. I mean, that's the second time in a row that pass is there. The one was high, he went and got it. That one hit him right in the gut.
Givens averaging over 17.4 yards a catch. That's second in the NFL. Brady again. Rifles another one, this incomplete, and that was behind David Patton, who was covered by Clemens.
I want to show you the play before this one. I want to show you what David Givens is looking at. What you're going to see is you're going to see London Fletcher take off to the middle of the football field, and you're going to see both these guys go outside, and then you're going to see Givens come down and wind up in the middle. London Fletcher's running to the middle. Now there goes Givens coming in deep behind him, and you see the safety is so far back, and the corner can't get there. Big hole for Tom to be able to step it in. But the bottom line is he's got time.
They have got no pressure up the middle. Here's a draw play to Falk, and Schobel will take him down from behind. Schobel out of TCU. He is their speed rusher and very active from that defensive end.
I love to catch the way an offensive coordinator calls a game. I really like the way Charlie Wise is doing this. What he's doing is he's run, play action, hold the linebackers, hit a deep one. Then play action, take it out to the flat. He's using the middle of the field as well as the perimeters, forcing Buffalo to spread their defense out.
They're working on Corey Dillon. He has not been in for the last 4 plays.
Looked like he was flexing a foot earlier. They had him seated on the bench and were working on him. 3rd and 8, Brady straight back, double pump to the end zone, wide open, Patton touchdown. Patton got lost, and Brady drilled it to him.
Well, first of all, he looks everybody up, but Baker and Greer, 37 and 26, are back there deep in the secondary. And let Brady, just watch his head. He's going to look right, look, and now he sees Patton to the left. Look at this. He sees the defensive back fall down. Oh, man.
12th straight regular season game that Brady has a touchdown pass, and that one was almost too easy. Vinatieri for the point after. 13-0 New England. Smiles all around on the Pats bench.
ESPN Sport Legends presents John McEnroe.
McEnroe is a New Yorker. He's a New Yorker in his crassness and his rudeness and his savvy, how cagey he is, how smart he is, how street smart.
A lot of what people have viewed as sort of classic McEnroe is classic New Yorker. You walk around the city in such a defensive crouch most of the time, you know. You have to protect yourself physically, you have to protect yourself emotionally.
Your skin gets thicker, which in a way is sad because you're sort of cynical of this whole thing. It was a sense of confusion about that, but it also seemed sort of exciting.
People like that he's so candid, I think.
Is that too goddamn far away for you to see? 4 feet too far to see?
There's an old saying, you can always tell a New Yorker, but you can't tell him much.
No equipment needed. Only your hands and your heart. And according to the outcome, you will live 3 minutes of hell. Or 3 minutes of glory. Friday Night Fights on ESPN. Best of Friday Night Fights on ESPN. With a 42-3 record, Bronco McCart was ready to face some of the strongest boxers in the junior middleweight division, and it all began with a 10-round bout against Michael Lerma. Friday on ESPN.
Tom Brady trying to take his club to 8-1, and he has a 13-0 lead on the Bills here in the second quarter, having just thrown the touchdown pass to David Patton. And Drew Bledsoe has seen this too often when he has come back to face his former team. Terrence McGee is deep. He's all the way up to the 17, and the NFL's second leading kickoff returner dances his way across the 30 to about the 33.
We talked about the New England Patriots having to play young guys. There you see Patton up top. What he's going to do, just run a simple in. You've got Greer up at the corner, and you've got Rashad Baker as the safety, another rookie out of Tennessee. Baker, the safety, he just gets totally lost running around trying to find David Patton. And Tom Brady looks to his right, holds him, and then comes back and wings it, and Baker winds up on the ground.
So now the Bills, who have relied on their defense, find themselves down 13-0. Here's McGahee. Takes it to the outside to the 37-yard line. He'll pick up about 5. Where Randall Gay, the undrafted free agent out of LSU, comes up from the corner to make the tackle. Gay is in there. Earthwind Moreland is playing back there. He was signed off the practice squad a week ago. Troy Brown, the wide receiver, is playing back there. I mean, they've been decimated by injuries. Ty Law is out. Tyrone Poole is out. Asante Samuel hurt a week ago, playing now with a bad shoulder. There is Molds in front of Randall Gay.
But you know what you do have in the secondary, which is invaluable? Rodney Harrison. You may have all these other pieces that you have to move around, but you have a safety at the strong safety position, a guy who can put guys in places, and a guy who knows how the middle of the football field has to be handled. And why are you looking at me like that?
Well, I'm just saying you have to go into the defensive huddle and say, look, 21 is Gay, 29 is Earthwind Moreland. You guys introduce yourselves to each other.
But Rodney's doing a good job of doing the introductions.
Michael, listen to this. Buffalo Bills were allowing 268 yards a game. So far in the first half, New England has 246. That's in the first half. That completion that Drew Bledsoe just made to Eric Moles was the first completion since the first drive.
And Ty Warren is having a game and a half. That was a big tackle right there in Willis McGahee.
2nd and 11. Lee Evans was the motion man. He's been very quiet in the first half. Bledsoe picked off by Bruschi. Teddy Bruschi back across midfield looking for blocks.
Michael, you know when you talked about how disciplined this defense is and how you play your position and you go where you're supposed to go, well, that's what Bruschi did. Bruschi gets in a position. He knows where the ball is coming. He knows where he's supposed to be, and he's there. Watch number 54 is Bruschi, and watch him get back in coverage. When he gets back in coverage, look, he's looking at Bledsoe, He's just reading the end coming in, picks up the ball, and everybody thinks he's going to go down. He wants to score. Look at Bruschi. He knows I have to get to the spot. The receiver's coming back into the inside. Lee Evans, I just get in front of him.
Second interception of the year for Bruschi. Patton on the quick hitch. And Patton shakes a tackle and gets it inside the 15-yard line. Bledsoe having another tough night against his former team.
You know what, though? We give Romeo Crennel and Bill Belichick a lot of credit for being great defensive coordinators. But when you go up against a guy that you've known and you know his weaknesses and you know how to go out and attack him, I think there's familiarity here that's creating a problem for Drew Bledsoe. He's got to figure it out soon or else this game's going to get away from him.
You don't have to miss a...
With Chris Berman, the fastest 3 minutes in television and Boomer's halftime heroes. All of that more coming up on the Toyota halftime show. 2 minutes to go here. And the Patriots driving for more from the 12-yard line, already up 13-0.
The word about Corey Dillon, he has a bruised leg and is questionable.
Falk, horse collar, second effort inside the 10.
I want to take you back to the interception and keep an eye on Drew Bledsoe. There's his eyes. Look at where he's looking. He's looking out to the right. He's looking out to the right. Now, Teddy Bruschi sees that as well. He's looking for Lee Evans. Never has taken his eyes off it. Little double clutch. Now, Bruschi just steps right in front. And that was Tim Ewis that really thought. Now, see, look at this. He's standing flat-footed. You can't make throws throwing flat-footed. You've got to be able to get yourself moving and get some momentum on the ball.
Brady straight back under pressure, throws over the middle. That's complete down to the 5. Malloy was in on the stop as Patrick Pass makes the catch, but he's going to be about 3 yards shy of a first down.
You know what, down here,
Brady's throwing to everybody, Joe.
Well, I'll tell you,
throw one to the fullback.
Remember, he's thrown it to one tight end. I think that, to me, you know, we saw Christian Fourier catch one. Corey Dillon's not in the game, so hey, why not throw it to number 88 again? He's on the right side. Daniel Graham moves up to the left side.
Graham's the guy who hasn't caught a pass in 2 weeks. Brady over the middle. That's another touchdown, Fourier.
Nice call, Justin.
The former Seahawk makes the grab in New England.